Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sam here, United People's TV. It's Friday. We're going to get vibey. We've got Liverpool at the weekend. I'm not sure if you know. It's not as if we haven't been talking about it much. We're going to be doing a little bit of a preview later on in the show. We're going to try and run through like a community starting 11. I haven't really done that before. I thought it might be a cool thing to do. So we'll do that later in the show. We're going to be speaking about Ten Hag's future. David Ornstein spoke about it in a Q&A on The Athletic yesterday. Newcastle was starting to, not act like a spoilt child. Trying to speed up the process of Dan Ashworth leaving. Okay. It's about time that happened. And there's lots of other... We'll speak about Jadon Sancho and Dortmund, Kobe Mainoo and England, or not going for England. Lots. Okay. And it's Friday. We're going to bring the map up later in the show. It's been another busy week. And what a huge game it is on Sunday. I don't think anybody can deny how big that game is on Sunday. Just for a variety of reasons, but we'll speak about that later in the show. Who's here for the member gang? Let's have a look. Sam, man, you're saying you're afraid for Sunday. Well, everybody is. You can't not be going into Liverpool games right now, given our recent record over the last few years, although we did beat them in the league last year. So that was a great day. Good morning to you, Vicky. Jordan, how was your birthday? Well, I didn't really do much. I sat on my ass because I can't move. It is what it is. All right. Nearly just under 2 weeks and I get the cast off though. So that'll be a big moment. Stephen, good morning to you. Matt, John, Tom, Josh and Jordan. We've got Aaron, Luanda, Hybrid Hunter, JC, Paul. We've got Tyler, Charlie, Sasha. Lots and lots of new names. And lots of regulars too. Facebook, we've got Matt, good morning to you. I'm healing up slowly but surely. Don't get this surgery, anybody. Takes bloody ages. Paul Pritchard, good morning to you. Ian Cartwright, Chris Barrow, Gaz Hulme. Lots and lots of you here. Now, can I just start with one thing, which is guaranteed to put a smile on everyone's face. And if it doesn't, then you're sick. But that's Fergie at Cheltenham yesterday. Now, until yesterday, he never had... So you know what Fergie... like. Let's speak about the positives of Fergie and owning horses. Let's not speak about the Rock of Gibraltar and anything to do with the Glazers actually getting ownership of our football club, all right? Let's take that. Let's not try and, get all the conversations in at once. Let's just speak about this. Fergie enjoying himself, smiling, and was it a heart attack he had? No, was it a brain? Oh, fuck. What was it that happened to Fergie? Anyway, it was something that seemed devastating. And look at him now. Look at him smiling. This is him with the one of the winners yesterday. He got two. Yeah, was it a stroke? Right. Thank you very much. Got two winners in a row. Two winners in a row. And the first one, by the way, properly won in Fergie time. It was quite funny. Well, I say funny. It was just it was peak Fergie. He won it in the last 10 seconds of the race. Just piled through. It's just nice to see him smiling. I thought it was a nice way to start the show. But look, let's start with some positives. And this is definitely not... Now, it really is kind of sad, if I'm being completely honest. Well, actually, never mind. That's the opposite of sad. Let's start with JC up there. I'm Luke on fire. I still sing... every time I say your name, I sing that song.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
There's the man himself. There's the man himself. JC, thank you so much, dude, for being so generous to the community. I realised, by the way, about 5 minutes before the show, I was like, I didn't set up the Discord live calling. I didn't mention it. I didn't mention anybody. I apologise about that. This is what happens when you end up doing too many things. Sometimes you forget. That's just on me. I apologise about that. But this... Right, and as I said, it's quite sad, right? It's quite sad how much time I'm sort of giving and energy I'm giving towards looking at the coefficient rankings and seeing if England are going to be getting a fifth spot for the Champions League next year. It's like, how bad are we? I'm sitting there enjoying watching West Ham spank Freiburg, and I'm watching Bayer Leverkusen play Karabag and hope that they don't get a late equaliser or a winner, of course, which they got both. Because it might help with the coefficient rankings. Anyway, this was the coefficient ranking yesterday. This was the coefficient ranking yesterday before the Europa League games. You can see there Germany quite far ahead of us. 0.928 points. This is what it is now. After yesterday, after West Ham spanked Freiburg and Villa spanked Ajax, Liverpool won easily as well. Ominous form they've had coming into this game, and Italy are flying high. Right, it's between England and Germany, and you can see there Germany got 3 teams left: Leverkusen, Dortmund, and Bayern. The draw is later today, I think about 11 o'clock, so it'll probably happen just after the show. And no, I'm not staying on for that bloody draw. We're nowhere near it. Anyway, England got 5 teams left: City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, and West Ham. And the points are the same. So if there's a win in the Conference League, it counts for as many points as a win in the Champions League. As it stands, England look probably more towards favourites to get that 5th spot in the Champions League. So as it stands, there is a real chance that United could still get into the... You know what's mad, right? I don't personally think this will happen, just because I don't particularly have much belief in Manchester United as it stands, all right? But this is not outside the realms of possibility, okay? Let's zoom in on that. This is the league table as it stands. There's United. Play one more game than Spurs. They've got a game in hand, which I think is Chelsea away. So if they win that, they're what, 9 points ahead of us? We've got Villa, who are 8 points ahead of us. Spurs have got a tough running. They play, at some point, they play City, Arsenal, and Liverpool in 3 consecutive weeks. It might only be a very slim possibility, but I mean, it is, right? I just want to say that before I say this next thing comes out of my mouth. There is a chance that United could finish with Champions League football next season and an FA Cup, which would actually be a better season than last season. I don't actually think it's going to happen, all right? Because to do that, we need to beat Liverpool. We need to, probably need to beat City in the FA Cup, and we got steamrolled last season in the FA Cup final. So it's very unlikely. But as it stands, for Erik ten Hag being a manager and a motivator, this is still a possibility after how much of a travesty this season has been. These things are still possible. Yep, we still got to play Arsenal. We still got to play Liverpool. Trust me, I'm not saying this is likely. Don't clip me up or anything like that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying as it stands, these are things that are feasible. And because the coefficient is looking like that, 5th is probably more likely than unlikely at this stage to get a Champions League spot. That has to be an energy and a motivator behind this team. And Sunday's going to be a bit of a... I would say Sunday is kind of a defining moment for that. Right? I'm going to be speaking about a lot more before I go into speaking about the game. But I'll say this. This game on Sunday has a real ability to be a genuine motivator for the last 9 games. Lose to Liverpool, and lose to Liverpool badly, and it can be the complete opposite. It could be a bit of a sort of zap out any sort of energy from these players. And then it will be a long end to the season. That's how important I think this fixture is for United. Now, let's run through plenty of other news. We're going to speak about Ten Hag from Ornstein, latest on Ashworth, right? I want to start with this, right? Of course. This was the team. Oh, why is that sound on? It's annoying. Go away. This was the team going out for a team bonding meal? Or just a meal, a bit of dinner. Whole team there, right? Well, not Malacia. Seriously. What? It doesn't make sense. I really don't like feeding conspiracy theories. But it's just so strange for a player to kind of disappear off the face of the earth. Is it botched surgery on a knee? What about botched surgery on a knee? How does that affect going to a team bonding meal? Anyway, doesn't really matter. Whole point here is actually, there you go, perfect timing. Whole point here, the whole team is out there. And there's Marcus Rashford coming out. How did the Daily Mail, how did they present this team bonding meal? Erik ten Hag was there. The whole squad was there. It was a way to, bond as a team. Okay, right, let's see how the Daily Mail has reported on it. Marcus Rashford heads on a night out. The reason that this annoys me so much is because I used to run the People's Person website, okay? I understand what SEO. I understand what SEO is. I understand the importance of putting words at the start of titles and how that impacts the searchability of it. The Daily Mail know that exactly what they are doing. And this is a big reason why Rashford did that interview with the Players' Tribune that so many people just labelled as PR spin. This whole article here, right? Marcus Rashford heads on a night out with his Manchester United teammates. And we go down here. The first paragraph, Marcus Rashford was among the United players pictured on a night out. Go down there. Third paragraph, it's all about Rashford going out. Fourth paragraph, it's all about Rashford going out in Belfast. Fifth paragraph, it's all about Rashford going out. We scroll down, we see this down here. A little bit more. My God, so many adverts. Rashford and tequila. Rashford. Like 65-70% of this article, it's not about Manchester United heading out for a team bonding meal. It's just repeating what Rashford did in Belfast. And this is where Rashford spoke about this, and this is where previously United fans would just would kind of just jump in and defend their players. And this is where the negativity truly does exist in the tabloids, and always has. It's how they exist. They are the bottom feeders of news. And the problem is the bottom feeders get the most attention. And that same logic applies to YouTube. And that's something that I hate. And something that that really irks me. Because I focus so much on the opposite. And it's a big reason why we're much smaller. But I feel that I like to think that there's not many of you that feel that United People's TV is sort of as presented stories incorrectly. I try not to. I'm not saying I'm perfect, all right? I'm sure I have sometimes. But I think it's important. And it's just, it would just be nice to see more United fans actually, I don't know. It's just reached that point again, isn't it? It's reached that point again under another manager where you're seeing a perceived lack of effort. And I was reading the latest United We Stand, and there's like a couple of little snippets there about kind of how cold Marcus Rashford is. I think they were saying that with the academy players, McTominay and Bruno Fernandes are two of the players who. Oh, audio is funky. Why would my audio be funky? 1 second there. Let me see if I can fix. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now loads of you are saying the audio is fine. For goodness sake. Right. So if anybody's having issues, right, restart your YouTube. It's not my end. Okay. Anyway, audio is perfect. Anyway, I was saying there that I was reading the latest United We Stand. He was saying that a lot of the academy players, Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay, are two of the warmest players, like the senior players who go there and speak to them and sort of help them in. And Marcus Rashford's quite cold in that sense. And in general, it seems like Marcus Rashford is quite cold. I think he kind of calls himself a bit of an introvert. And that doesn't help United fans, really, does it? Build that connection with him. That connection that we had at the very start. It's if my audio is jumping in and out, I don't think it's on my end. I think just restart your YouTube, people. Stop commenting about it, because there's loads of people who say the audio is fine, which therefore tells me It's not on my end. It's on your YouTube end. So please, if you're having issues, restart rather than leaving comments. Thank you. Gungshi and Alex, how you doing? My legends. 2 more. Gifted 5 memberships each.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, by the hell.
That was really weird. Perspective, all sorts of weird there. I'll speak about Marcus Rashford a little bit there, but it just, yeah, that bit there, it's just, they are gutter newspapers. TalkSport is in the gutter. All it does, it's a, the way that TalkSport exists is kind of rage bait. And what that is, and that's a very specific style of content, which is definitely gathering more pace. Somebody will come out, Rory Jennings, Mbappe's not world class, and you're like, mate, I know what you're doing, but it's just so outlandish that you're going to make me respond to it. And that's how a lot of people get. People don't care about being famous for the right reasons anymore. A lot of people online, they see fame and infamy as the exact same thing. As long as I get the eyeballs and the attention, I don't care the reason it is you're looking at me, as long as you are looking at me. That's the thing that annoys me so much about online content. So much. It annoys me more than most people because I spend so much of my time in my life trying to do it in what I feel is the right way. And it's quite exhausting, really. Enzo. I love the name Enzo. Sick name. Gifted 5 memberships, dude. Thank you so much. I can't really name if I have a kid, I can't really name my kid Enzo. Be a bit weird. Got no sort of Italian links, have I? Nah, nothing. Just Irish and Scottish. Anyway, let's move on from moaning about that and let's speak about Erik ten Hag. Now it's oh, Vicky, the Gary Neville one. Ooh. Yes, that Gary Neville video should be coming out tomorrow morning at 10. I'm really looking forward to that one. You've been seeing the videos that I've started to do. The video that I did yesterday, I was going to speak about it a little bit later, but sorry, I'll speak about it now. I hope you really enjoyed that deep dive. I've been sitting on that for a while. Probably, I think, of all the videos I've done on United People's TV, that's the one that took the longest to completely pull together. So I hope you enjoyed that. And the little mini documentary is going to be doing one tomorrow on Gary Neville. And the thing that annoys me so much about Gary Neville is that because he downplays how good he was so often, he empowers people like Micah Richards to come out and genuinely argue, I was probably a better right back. And I know some of it's going to be a little bit of rage bait, partly, all right? But so many fans just dismiss the quality of Gary Neville. And it's just outright wrong. Outright wrong. And that's why I'm going to be doing a little video, one of those little mini docs. And that'll be out tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, let's speak about Ten Hag's future. Okay, I've spoken about it quite a few times now. Well, a fair amount of times. Personally, I can't say with any real confidence that Erik ten Hag is going to be our manager next season. I don't think there's any guarantees. I would be amazed if Ineos were not already, if Omar Barada and his garden leave just sitting there chilling in his garden, got his slippers on, if he's not sitting there doing research on potential new managers. That's called contingency planning. Any successful business in the world has contingency plans, right? Because it might not work out between now and the end of the season, but it doesn't mean that we need to be doing deep dives on De Zerbi and Nagelsmann and any conversation like that. I don't think that's for us to have as fans just yet. That's for the club behind the scenes to do with their contingency plans, because David Ornstein's been speaking about Erik ten Hag's future, and this is what he said here. He was asked in a Q&A on The Athletic saying that, he was speaking about Ashworth. I'll speak about Ashworth next. But he was asked about Graham Potter and whether he's linked to the job. And he said, look, let's be clear. We currently don't have any information to suggest Erik ten Hag will be leaving. And that's from David Ornstein, who is pretty much the gold standard. when it comes to news, right? And that's kind of been reiterated for pretty much the whole way through. I do think that these two games we've got coming up against Liverpool are going to be quite defining for Erik. Because it's always the case with every manager that we've had, and any manager who's been on the ropes or been under pressure, it's these games against your biggest rivals that cause the biggest ripple effects. The City game, I don't think we were humiliated. I just think we were humbled. We tried. We went there with a low block and we tried to get a result, and we tried pretty well in the first half. We were winning. We tried, but ultimately the quality shone through, and we didn't have enough. These two games against Liverpool, which I'll speak about again later, we have a chance to pop the balloon for Liverpool, and a chance to win the FA Cup, and a chance to maybe sneak into the Champions League. So there's a lot riding on these two games. It's not just a game for pride, but pride's a big part of it. I'll be speaking about those later. But Erik ten Hag knows how important these games are, and David Ornstein says right there, as it stands, there's nothing to suggest that ten Hag is leaving, and I'll be surprised if it happens. I've sort of maintained, I think that Man United will release a statement of some variety at some point between now and the end of the season, because of everything that's going on with Liverpool needing a manager, Barca, Bayern, and maybe Man United. We'll see. Because they all need managers, it feels like United would be foolish just to sit there and just wait until the 19th of May or wherever the end of the season is before making a decision up with Erik ten Hag. I think they'll make the decision up earlier, and whether that's going to be an announcement saying that he's going to leave at the end of the season or an announcement saying that he's being supported, I feel, I might be wrong. I might be wrong on this one, but it feels like United will make that statement. And it kind of feels like United need to. And these two games are going to be huge in it. So it might be after these two games, right? Which way it goes. If we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup and we beat them in the league, or we lose both. That's what I'm predicting. I might be completely wrong, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh my. Akash, you've been... Man, I love this community. I really do. Someone find me a better one. You can't, because there isn't one.
5,
Lights are off.
4, 3,
Let's get this party started. Scott McTominay. I hope McTominay scores this weekend. I hope everyone scores this weekend. The Angels are out. I do quite like that. I know some of you might be getting bored of it, but I do quite like it still. Thank you very much, dude. The gong is back out. The legendary gong and the legend that is Akash. Now, can I say this quickly? To Akash, to Nuruddin, legend, to anybody else. Tom, I think you've gifted 50 as well. There's a couple more. I'm going to be working on at the moment, a special piece of merch that I'm going to be giving to you as just legends of the community that really sort of help take it upwards and help enable me, right, to make more content like this. That's what all this gifting is doing. It not only is it inviting you into the Discord, which I've just left the link to, all right, so please join, but you're also enabling me to make better content, which I think we're all enjoying. And I'm enjoying doing too as well. Now, let's speak about this, right? Newcastle have really... I've told you, they're kind of acting like a spoilt child. They've realised that their plans of football domination are not going to go how they thought they were going to go. They thought they could come in, slap it all on the table, sign who they want, bring in who they want. Nobody could stop us. We're going to be the new City. It's going to be great. We're going to dominate. And then they realised that they couldn't do that. They couldn't spend anything. It's all going wrong this season because Eddie Howe's overachieving physical monsters, really, have burst. And all the injuries, it's taken Newcastle on a spin. They got City in the FA Cup this weekend. We know exactly what's going to happen there. Although, come on, Newcastle, do a job, please. That'd be nice. Ashworth, right? This is the latest on Dan Ashworth from Luke Edwards. And Luke Edwards is kind of like the mouthpiece of Newcastle for the Telegraph. And he's pretty damn easy. From a Newcastle perspective, a lot of people listen to what he's got to say. So this is what he said here. It said, Newcastle was speeding up Dan Ashworth's exit as Paul Mitchell heads a list of potential targets. Right? Newcastle want to speed up Dan Ashworth's exit as Paul Mitchell heads a shortlist of candidates to replace the United-bound sporting director. The compensation talks over Ashworth remain a priority, and Telegraph Sport understands Newcastle chief executive Darren Eales has taken a lead role in those negotiations, which are believed to be amicable despite the bad feeling. But that's what it is. All of this, when it comes to Newcastle, Dan Ashworth, and Manchester United, the way that Newcastle have acted has been driven by emotion. That's what's happened. It's been driven by emotion. They've been so angry that their plans are blowing up in their faces. That's why they're angry. And it's hilarious, really. And especially when you look at City and how they've dealt with United with Barada. Or, I mean, there's lots of other examples as well. My God. Alex as well. It is Friday up in here, isn't it? Honestly, I don't really know what to say anymore about this community. I just hope we never lose this energy. And if we've got this energy now as a community, right? If we have this energy now, I swear on my life, like this place is going to be incredible to be a part of once United are good. Let's kick the lights.
5, 4,
I timed that perfectly.
3, 2, 1.
I need to get more of these. Alex, man, love you. I'm feeling much more like myself now as well, which is really nice. Oh my oh man. Can we just have a party up in here instead? Gungshi, you've just done it as well, man. Honestly, peeps. I imagine this is what Fergie felt like yesterday. I've done some good things in life. I really have. Some good things. Quite a lot of bad things. Let's be honest. You've got to balance it out, right? But I absolutely think creating this community is the best one. That's actually a good point there, right, ladies and gents? I'll just turn the lights off. I'll just leave them off. There you go. It's much easier. That way I don't have to keep turning them on and off, on and off. There you go. So we're just going to do this one in darkness. There's another... It's an absolute party here, man. It's an absolute party here. I actually think I might turn the lights on. It's a bit weird. Lights on. I'm glad I got these buttons working properly. I cannot tell you how much time I spent getting these buttons right. But I've got them right. Hey, I love you all. I really, really do. And an update on the merch. We are nearly there. We've got, I think, 2 more designs to do. And once we've got those 2, it's about getting the whole shop ready. And there's going to be a couple of members-only designs. The embroidered United People's TV logo. There's going to be another couple different ones as well. Love you all, man. Really, really love you all. Let's get back into the news. You really distracted me there in the best way possible. It's just, you are the best. The best. Never gonna take you down. What do you reckon about Paul Mitchell going there? Paul Mitchell maybe going to Newcastle. Of course, Paul Mitchell. I've done a video on Paul Mitchell, right? I'm not going to pretend that he wouldn't have been a good appointment at United. He would definitely have been a very good appointment at United. The reason that we couldn't get Paul Mitchell is because it transpired that he didn't want to be working underneath someone like Dan Ashworth, right? But at Newcastle, it could well be It could well be that Dan Ashworth comes to United and Paul Mitchell actually steps in and becomes their sporting director. Who's that, man? Is that Protosaurus? Is that Protosaurus and Tom?
I can't believe that.
Fergie.
I can't believe that.
Mate, Fergie's had a
Football,
busy
bloody hell.
day. Fergie's had a busy weekend. Tell you what, I should have bloody kept on here. Where's my Barry video? I've lost it. Can't find it now. I do have it. I haven't actually completely lost it. And I'm trying to do something with it. I need to get that. That's on my to-do list. But yeah, good news here, right? The good news is that Newcastle are retracting from being spoilt brats. That's what I described them as, right? Because they really were just acting emotionally. And you can't do that as a football club. I suppose you can do that as a football club. You can do whatever you want as a football club, really. It's quite sad, really, how Newcastle have acted. 1 second there. I need to get something. One second there. We are taking a minute out of our stream here, ladies and gents. This is honestly one of my favourite things I've ever done, right? It really, really is.
Hello everyone at United People's TV. It's Sean Williamson here, formerly Barry from EastEnders, formerly Barry from Ricky Gervais's Extras, and I'll be Barry in anything anyone's willing to pay me to be Barry in, to be perfectly honest. And you know what also? I'm a massive fan of United People's TV.
Go on, Barry.
And yes, once again, we have had somebody gift 50 memberships to others. Okay? They have gifted 50 memberships to others. You know who you are. It's a massive show of generosity. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for being such a giver, really. And we can't thank you enough. And, you know, I bet someone said to you, you don't have to do that. But you said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to stop it there because he ends up going on a lovely little... That's still one of the most favourite things I've ever done. You know what I'm going to try and do? Actually, no, I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret. I'm going to keep the secrets to myself. Elizabeth, thank you for sending a super chat there. And a little gifted membership as well. Awesome. Everyone's feeling really generous today, man. Jonathan, I don't know if I've missed it. I might have missed it. I'm just going to hit that button, man. Let's get a party. Let's get a party going on. Too early. But look. We're actually trying to have a show here. It's just ended up being a community free-for-all. It's good fun, isn't it? Oh, do I want to speak about that? I'm not sure I want to take this down a notch. Oh, I kind of have to, I suppose. I'm going to brush over this because it's a real positive vibe here. It's not kill the mood, Sam. But look at this. How much does this just want to like make you punch your screen? I don't know. Him. Just... Richard Arnold got a severance package of $5.5 million. That's not him. That's not him getting a payoff for the shares because he owns some shares as well, right? That's just like a severance package. Golden handshake, they called it. He basically got $5.5 million bonus for being crap at what he did. It's outrageous. And we're here like fumbling around. What is it? Who was reporting that? I think it was the Times saying that Man United might not sack Erik ten Hag because of a 10 mil payoff. And then you've got $5.5 million going to Richard Arnold. You've got $9.6 million that has already left the club, $9.6 million that's left the club and being paid as part of the strategic review. And we are about to foot an extra $31 million bill to the Rain Group. So that's what? $40 million plus $5. It's near enough. It's probably £40 million that's left this club being paid to Richard Arnold and for the sale process. I hate them. I hate them with every fibre of my body. They're not involved in any footballing decisions, but boy, are they still siphoning money out of this club. the positive thing on this. I hope this is the end of it. I hope, but this is the sort of the financial maelstrom that Ratcliffe, Ineos are trying to get their heads around and trying to fix the books. Because boy, this club is in a mess. Really, really is in a mess. I think I've missed some more gifted memberships down now. I'm just going to keep Fergie going on a repeat, man. What a day. What a day, everybody. Stinky Chops, the latest member. Nice, there you go. Who's the latest subscriber? We've got Sampath. Good morning to you. Yeah, Sampath Kumar. How you doing, man? Right, let's get into the next talking point because there's plenty still to speak about. 36 minutes into the show. We've got a nice, solid 15 minutes left. Let's speak about this, right? Jadon Sancho. I personally don't care how... No, I don't care. But no matter how good he does at Dortmund, it doesn't change my opinion on whether I think he should play for our club next season. Now, you've got Simon Stone from the BBC saying this, right? And they've got Bidu saying, Sam, hating on that Arnold severance package is unfair. Any sack CEO would get it. So I would hate that for any sack CEO. What have I got to like it? Oh, what? It's standard practice as a CEO. Oh, I don't care. I hate it. You should not be rewarded in any vein of life. Vein of life doesn't make sense. In any sphere of life for being crap at your job. You are getting sacked. That's probably what he got because he walked away from it. Maybe that's how he got the job. Maybe that's how he got that. Anyway, this came out. Dortmund want Sancho. Good. And Man United, with the Jadon Sancho transfer, or Jadon Sancho situation, and Anthony situation, Man United are going to have to swallow massive, massive losses. Huge. You can see the price there for Sancho, 30 to 34 million. How much did we pay for him? Was it 72? 70? Somewhere between 70 and 75, I think, is what we paid for Sancho. And we paid, I think it was around about 85 on Anthony. Now, once upon a time, Manchester United would simply have held on to these players because we have paid so much money. We cannot possibly consider accepting that we've ballsed up completely, that we've made a mistake. No, we're going to hold this player on and just hope at some point that we get proven right. That's what United would have previously done. Okay? And it creates a bad atmosphere, a bad environment. What you should be doing is going, your ball's up there, sell, accept the loss and say, well, that's never going to happen again. And that's what we've got to do with Jadon Sancho and Anthony. They have to be held up as the two examples of £150 million. If Man United had done that properly, that's 5 really solid, I call them like floor raisers. That's what United need, okay? At this moment in time, we're not in a position to do a Declan Rice level signing where, the squad's like pretty good, but we just need that elite, ready, top level defensive midfielder. Drop him in there and, oh, great, we look like a team. We need a squad. We need a proper squad. So that if somebody gets injured and the player comes in, you go, well, we're playing pretty much the same way. That's just not United right now. But 150 mil, boy, we're going to have to accept probably the best part of 100 mil loss, I think. I think Sancho, 30, that probably sounds about right for Sancho. I think we got more chance to get more for Sancho than we do for Anthony. I don't know who's going to buy Anthony. I really, really don't. I mean, somebody will, but not for... I think we'll probably get more for Sancho than we will for Anthony. Boy, we have got to correct those errors. Tom Uledge, gifting 5 minutes. Man, everybody's been incredible today. Everyone's got that... I hope that we have this sort of energy on Monday. Because we need a win, man. We need a win. Let's go and speak about it now, all right? I don't think anybody can deny how big this game is. But, I mean, for a variety of reasons, really. Given how United are playing at the moment, I mean, the results have been there until we played City. But that in isolation, actually, I think I missed a couple of... Did I miss a couple of Super Chats earlier? 1 second. I saw someone pop up, and I don't think I've read it out. I think I got distracted by Barry. I apologise if somebody sent in a Super Chat earlier. I think you might have done, because it doesn't actually stay on my screen anymore. Previously, it always stayed, and I went and I was able to read them back later. But this one, I have to read it as it goes through. Elizabeth, you sent one in, but you didn't actually say anything. Apologies about that. Matt, you're saying the only players who should play for the club are the ones that play with their heart and United in mind, not their ego. Well, it's kind of hard in the modern game, really. Every player's got an ego, and you have to massage them a little bit. But also at the same time, you have to build a team out of those, and that's what you can do. It's just more difficult. The management requirements of a football manager now there's so much more to manage around just being, are you a good footballer, yes or no? You have to manage the human side of it so much more. But this game, right, against Liverpool, from a variety of angles, is a big game. Erik Ten Hag and question the marks around his future. The FA Cup being, not pretty much, the only chance that United have of a trophy this season. The momentum that can come with a win against Liverpool. The complete opposite effect that could happen if we get humiliated by Liverpool again. And the fact that it's Klopp's long goodbye season. Old Trafford's going to be rocking, right? It really, really will be. This is Wayne Rooney. If somebody knows about the tempo and energy required in big games against your rivals, I think a certain Wayne Rooney will be able to tell these players a thing or two. He said, I think you as a team or a player can create that energy. Whether that is a centre forward going to tackle a fullback, you can create that. And the fans aren't stupid. They see the players working hard, and that's what lifts the fans. And it really does. In these games, and especially in rival games, if you see a player go in heavy into a tackle, the crowd gets G'd up like you're in some sort of Colosseum, man. Like it's a gladiatorial fight. It's natural because everyone's G'd up and everyone has that sort of aggressive energy. Not necessarily, not completely aggressive, but you know what I mean. That sort of energy that only comes in games like Liverpool and City, and you can. It's self-serving. The players can feed off the fans if the players give the fans something to feed on. Like, just don't pussyfoot around it, man. And we did it so often last season, man. Dongo, if you've got any audio problems, restart YouTube, buddy. That's not me. I don't know why YouTube is throwing up some problems today. But also this as well, right? I was at the Old Trafford game. You know, I haven't been able to go much in the last couple of years. I've just been working too much. But Rooney here talking about the atmosphere being important and uses the example of AC Milan and when we came from behind to beat them. Did we come from behind to beat them? Well, anyway, we won it right last year. We won it right at the end. I think it was Rooney who scored that. But I was there last season when I was there last season for that game against Liverpool after we lost against Brighton. No, not Brighton. Was it Brighton? I think it was Brighton. Brighton and Brentford, first 2 games of the season, and we got spanked against Brentford. That's when Ten Hag did the famous run with the team, showed accountability. We're all in this together. That was when the protests happened before the game. 10,000 fans marched on Old Trafford against the Glazers. It was huge. I was so proud to be part of that protest. I always remember that. And we went into that game and they couldn't cope with us. Now, that was a different sort of Liverpool. But that was United were down and out going into that game. Sancho got that goal where he sat the whole Liverpool team on their asses. And that was a lovely little finish into the corner. And then Rashford on the breakaway. 2-1. Just the performance really is kind of everything. All right. This Liverpool team right now are riding a wave which has been 8 years in the making. Like, Jurgen Klopp is a demigod in Liverpool, man. They love him. He's the closest they're going to get to Fergie. And he's leaving. And they are like a train right now. Just doesn't matter what's happening. All the injuries that happen now, you can do that in the final against Chelsea. All the injuries they got now, they can still do that against City and probably should have won the game and deserved the penalty at the end. Then they're putting, 11 past Sparta. Who did they play? Sparta Prague? They are, no, I wouldn't say they're an unstoppable force right now, but this United team, it needs to turn up on Sunday. Because it's not a question of if Liverpool will turn up. They will turn up. And they will want to embarrass us. And they have embarrassed us. At Old Trafford. Was it more than once? I don't want to speak about that. They've humiliated us at Anfield. They've embarrassed us at Old Trafford. This team needs to do... It is a by any means necessary sort of win. But Liverpool will leave that space, man. There will be space in behind to play against them. And it's these sorts of games where United do sometimes create those opportunities. Now, if we do what we did against Liverpool, so at City, I think we'll get the same result. Okay? I think if we sit there in the low block, try to defend our box and just hit on the counter-attack, I think we will fall to the same fate. I think we tried our utmost away at City. Honestly, I think we actually defended well. We were compact as a shape as a team, but it was really good as far as that sort of style was concerned, but it wasn't enough. City's quality eventually shone through and they picked us apart and they scored. Let me know what you think about the Liverpool game in the comments. I know what you're expecting. But do you think, I suppose two things, right? Do you think Erik ten Hag can get this team motivated and coached well enough for this game that they can turn up? And number two, do you think the players give a shit enough? Because I think they do. Like away at City, I don't think anybody can say that the players weren't working hard enough. I genuinely think they tried everything. I just don't think they were good enough. I think the quality was the problem away at City rather than the fight or the I don't know. Yeah, just the fight. Man, just do it on Sunday, lads. Craig, you're saying, would you start Casemiro? If Eriksen's fully fit, I'd start him. I'm going to run through my starting 11 later, all right? So I think this was the team that we played against Everton. Obviously won 2-0. Ended up being Bruno Fernandes kind of operating as a bit of a false nine. McTominay ended up being slightly deeper, and it really kind of annoyed me, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm really seeing in the setup that we've got now is I can see the value of Mason Mount. And we've not had him all season. So many times when McTominay is on the ball, I think, how different could this be if it was Mason Mount in this situation or this position? And I think Mason Mount's got the defensive work rate, but actually has a technical ability going forward. I think he offers, obviously he doesn't have the aerial presence. He probably doesn't crash the box as good as McTominay does. But I think having him back after the international break is going to be good. Does Højlund starts as Anthony? I think that's pretty much going to be whether or not we can get a result from this, whether Højlund starts or not. Casemiro's got to just prove the cliche, man. Form is temporary, class is permanent. I know that cliche exists for a reason, but man, your form has been garbage like all season. Like it's the 15th of March, people. Like we're writing off an entire season of Casemiro here. You haven't got many seasons left. Obviously, the biggest question is defensively, I think. The biggest question is defensively whether Wan-Bissaka's fit and whether Wan-Bissaka comes in at fullback. So I'm going to run through my starting 11 a little bit later. Going to try and get that out just before lunchtime today. A little bit earlier than normal, but I want to get it out nice and early. What's your predictions? All right. I'm going to read your predictions out. And then, of course, it's Friday, ladies and gents. So we're getting the map out. Of course, we're getting the map out. But I want to hear your predictions for the game. So let's pull this up there. Not Hennessy. You're saying 4-1. Anand, you're saying 2-1. Jardy, you're saying 3-1 Liverpool. Akash, you're going for a 1-0 United. Josh, you're saying 2-1 to United. 3-0 to Liverpool, says must play. Okundia, you're saying 3-1. 2-0 Liverpool, says Shax. Who's on Facebook? Let's have a quick look. James Starrett, you're saying 5-0. Boy. Does this game go... I suppose this game does go... Does this game go extra time or pens if it's 1-1 at full time? Does it go straight to... I think it's... Is it the League Cup that goes straight to pens? Is it the FA Cup goes to extra time? I don't think there's a replay at this stage, is there? Someone let me know in the comments. I don't think there's replays in the quarterfinal. Must be extra time. It must be extra time. It's like, yeah, must be extra time. 2-1 to United, says Debbie. Wayne, you're going for 1-0 United. I'll tell you my prediction in the start 11 video, which will be out in roughly about an hour. All right. I'm nervous, but it's that sort of. I'll be honest. I miss this. I miss going into games, big games, nervous energy, but then United actually delivering. It's that contrast of emotions which makes those victories so good. When you know how much is on the line, and then you deliver on it. It's going from like nervous energy to just peak excitement. Whereas previously it's just nervous energy, you get pumped, you just go home sore. Switch up, man. Because these two games against Liverpool in the league and the FA Cup, I think, are really important for Erik ten Hag. I don't think Ineos will not make a decision as to whether or not Ten Hag is our manager next season. It's not going to be defined by individual games. Right? It's going to be a much wider look at everything that's gone on. And there's been a lot of extenuating circumstances this season. And as I said there, I know it's... If I was to put a percentage on it, I would say it's 10% chance. There is a 10% chance that Man United win the FA Cup and finish in a Champions League spot this season because the coefficient is likely to give England an extra place. 10%. 90% unlikely. But there's a chance. And that's what we need to see from these players this weekend. Are you actually going to fight for that? And it probably is optimistic, I'll be honest. 10% is probably optimistic. But are you going to fight for it? Or are you just going to cower down and let Liverpool do what they want with you? Which is what they've pretty much done for a long time. We'll find out. But let's get to the map. Let's finish on a high. Let me know where you're watching from. The town and the country. And I'll try and get you added onto the map. And you're saying it's important not to be embarrassed. The amount of times we've been embarrassed against Liverpool and humiliated. I mean, how many words can you use? How many crappy words? Like shambles, shocking, appalling, embarrassing, humiliating. All these words. The rhetoric around United Liverpool games recently has just been awful, man. Absolutely awful. Jonathan, watching from Malta. That's cool. I'm trying to help my parents book a holiday today. Gargu? Oh, look at that. In Malta. All right. I think we had someone else from Malta recently. What else we got? We've got Rob watching from Dublin. That was a crap accent. Shouldn't have never done that. Wow. Where's that? Well, you can be, apparently you're working at Google. Congratulations on the on the new job. You're working in Google. Let's get two more on the map. I'm feeling vibey today. We've got Tom. You're watching from Kirk. I think we've got you on the map already, but Tom, I'm going to get you on the map, sir. Kirkrade in Limburg on the map. And let's get one more. We've got. We've got Jim. I don't think we've got Stoke on the map. Oh baby, only the finest. No offense, Stoke. Drove through it once. Lovely place. Anyway, can I just wrap up here, right? Jonathan, Gungshi, Alex, and Akash, you three led to give 50 memberships, and I can't understate how incredibly generous that is. And I want to continue to reiterate, I'm not just going down the pub and just going, oh, there we go, got 50 memberships, go on in, round in for everyone. I can't even leave the house at the moment, so I'm definitely not doing that. But I'm reinvesting that into raising the bar of the quality of content on United YouTube. And I'm telling you, we are going to be a bit of a trendsetter on United People's TV. I'm pretty convinced about it. I can see the direction. In my opinion, I'll tell you this, right? I think that YouTube football content and around Manchester United, it's reached a saturation point that I now believe that lots of people are looking for quality rather than quantity. And I think we're starting to see that. I want to build a reputation for United People's TV of being leaders with that. And right now we are, and I want to do more of it. There's another video going out tomorrow. Trying to do 1 or 2 of these a week. It's not cheap. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And you are enabling me to do that by making this the most generous and incredible community that there is. So big up to all of you, everybody. And I'll be back in about an hour with my Starting 11 video. We'll be here tomorrow morning with the Gary Neville video, hopefully. And I'll be here on Sunday with the match reaction. Thank you all for a cracking week of live shows. And I don't know, maybe if we appoint a sporting director, I'll come for an extra show. But if I don't, have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I'll be here with the match reaction, as I said, all the videos. Big up to all of you. Legends.